Welcome back to the show, everybody. We are going to roll out a good one, and today's a day we need to catch up with the news. Let's find out where the fundamentals are and how it matches up, if it matches up with price movement and what we're seeing, and I believe that it does. And we're going to talk about Coinbase now on NASDAQ. What are the numbers looking like on the first day that it's official? And I know it IPO'd yesterday late in the afternoon, but this is the first full day it's on the market. And there's a big investment fund out here that dropped some massive money into Coinbase. We'll talk about that. And I do mean massive. Grayscale hits a milestone. You won't believe it. Experts remain strong on XRP price, $2 and beyond. We'll get into that. And an ominous dark warning. There will be drama, says the World Economic Forum, when it comes to Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and roll that beautiful intro. Here we go.
This is Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Subscribe for new content notifications. Now, here's Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show. You can follow me on Twitter at BackUpBradleyAbove, and everything that we're talking about here today. It's I Trust Capital, ladies and gentlemen. I tell you about this all the time. It is, bar none, the best crypto, gold, silver IRA. And they've just added recently Chainlink, and now today, Cardano, ADA, is available for IRAs and 401k retirement accounts with I Trust Capital. Tell them I sent you. Link in the description and the comment section. Let's go ahead and get into the numbers. It is a $2.2 trillion market cap this morning. Let's refresh the page just in case the numbers have come down or come up. We have come up a little bit from this morning to $1.74. We're up 81.07% right now, and that's much better than it was this morning. So it does seem like the market is waking up a little bit and responding positive. Let's go ahead and take a look now at the range of XRP this morning. We ranged it all the way down to $1.59, 1.5910 overnight. And we are now the top of that range at $1.85, 1.8589 at 171 to 174. However you like to look at it from Fiat Link or Coin Market Cap, that's where we are at this moment. We'll keep an eye on it. And the predictions are still strong. And in fact, if you remember, we had Dark Defender and others out there tell us that there would be retracements or corrections along the way. So it's not just one steady, straight up climb. So make sure you keep that in mind as we move forward. Now, this is exciting from Michael Val 5 Links. Coinbase concluded its first day of trading with a share price of $328. This equates to a 31% gain from the $250 reference price set by NASDAQ. And you can see why they pulled that price set back so it had room to grow and move. Right now it is coming in up 11.73% at $340. We will keep an eye on it. But how good does it feel that we can now go to NASDAQ and take a look at a crypto exchange that is publicly listed and take a look at the price of it? Well, this is starting to look a lot more like the conventional market mixture here, and this ultimately is where everything is going. So it's very exciting to see that. A real milestone and a watermark. And here's another watermark you're not going to forget very soon. Kathy Wood, shout out to her, her ARK investment fund buys $246 million worth of Coinbase stock on the debut. I think she's bullish. Yeah, shout out to Kathy Wood. She has done an amazing job with that investment fund and is really skyrocketing. And I tell you, you know, when it comes to what she's doing here, that looks like a power move to me. I mean, she's hugely bullish, and I could see a huge upside too. I think she realizes what all of us do is that Coinbase is now on the desk of every Wall Street investor all around. And I could tell you, I don't think it's going to be long before we start seeing the real push of money into that Coinbase investment, as well as her investment. But Here's what I want to say. Look, I'm not a financial advisor. You guys know this. I have to say it. I try to say it at least once a show, and it's always in the description comment box. But the reality is this is a watermark moment, I believe, for digital assets, that Coinbase is now fully public. It is being traded, and the amount of attention that this digital asset space is going to get is going to exponentially grow and grow and grow, and 10x, 100x, and the whole bit, until the conventional markets have been flipped to where everything is digitized and tokenized. I believe that moment is coming rapidly too. This here from Michael Val, 5 links. The value of total assets under management of Grayscale has topped $50 billion. That's with a B, ladies and gentlemen, $50 billion, in a significant milestone for the largest cryptocurrency asset manager. Shout out to Barry Silbert and the crew. That is really, really exciting. Here we have Europe's second largest insurance firm, AXA, has become Switzerland's first all-in insurer to offer its customers the option to pay their bills with Bitcoin. Well, stay tuned on that one. The World Economic Forum is going to share some thoughts on Bitcoin here in a minute, and it might put ice water in your veins because it did with mine. Michael Val, 5 links again, says the amount of growth that we are going to see in our space is staggering. We are just getting started, and institutions are realizing this is an asset class. From Mike Novogratz, who is a huge Bitcoin investor and former Wall Street executive. And this is exciting because this is a new digital asset class. And when you see things like Coinbase going public, I think the legitimacy of what he's saying here really gets emboldened, and you can't change it no matter how you feel about it. Digital assets are here to stay. Well, how about regulation and a unified framework to help us understand the inbounds and out of bounds and what the rules on the field actually are? That's what's missing here. And I tell you, I think we're going to get that faster than we even realize. This is a reminder from DJ Peter Vass here. Navati taps Ripple ODL for remittance payments. It just keeps getting bigger, ladies and gentlemen, because Ripple may be dealing with a lawsuit about XRP sales over the counter for the last 8 years, but the truth of the matter is that most of their customer base is outside of the United States, and as you can see, they continue to press forward. And the SEC and the courts, I believe, soon enough will get some kind of a dismissal, or hopefully even beyond that, some kind of a settlement that has a legal precedent, hopefully with that gives us the clarity we need to continue on and get back to work and to open the doors back for the U.S. retail as well as the institutions. All right. Now, with that being said, XRP here says global ETF launches, and this was really what we covered yesterday. CoinShares really comes together with the SIX exchange out of Switzerland, and it is the third largest stock exchange in the world that is now offering an XRP exchange traded product. And that is very, very exciting because this is the stuff that we're talking about. IPOs for Coinbase, exchange traded products being offered on a stock exchange. To me, I see a resolution coming here because the rest of the world is not waiting. And that's what I see here that puts even more pressure on the U.S., the court system, to finally get some resolution here when it comes to SEC and Ripple and XRP. Now, no one's wavering on price here. You may see correction. You may see a retracement, natural ebb and flow of the market. But this is just a reminder. I'm not going to go down into the article because we've been into the price and covering it heavily with really great experts in the TA space. And it's been Crypto Wizard. It's been Crypto Bull 2020, Dark Defender, and Crypto Toes, and many others out here. And I tell you, they all are still in alignment. They're very much in an alignment, whether they're using different charting tools, whether it be Fibonacci or if they're using, Ashinyaki? I can't even say it, Haishinyaki or whatever the hell it's called. It's not my forte, but I do know that they use all of these different tools and they're all still arriving in the same neighborhood that the price of XRP is headed higher. And we're going to see even more evidence of that as we see here. Poison says $26 seems programmed. Credible Crypto can afford to buy me that matching Lambo when it gets there. Send it. And Credible Crypto has been another one who's been out here as a constant that's been nailing things of lately when it comes to XRP price. And a lot of these technical analysts have been making these calls from February and March, and we're here and it's happening. So this is why I've turned a heavy focus into this area with Price and TA, because I lean on these guys a bit because I don't follow the technicals as closely, but I do know that they've been correct lately. So that adds a lot of credence to where they say that we're going. Credible Crypto has told us that we're going up, up, up in a way as well. So that's just a little fun reminder there that there is a call for 10 to 30 bucks plus in the near term for XRP and $2 in the very near term. So we will take a closer look at that as the charts unfold. So here we see the sentiment, and this is a big deal. Okay, this is the World Economic Forum. This is from Sheila Warren, who was a keynote speaker at the last Ripple Swell conference, and she is the head of blockchain and digital assets at the World Economic Forum. And listen to what she says. She said a dramatic round of regulation was about to befall Bitcoin and the wider cryptocurrency space. Get ready. This may get you a little bit. She says, we're going to see another round of pretty dramatic attempts at regulating this space. As there's more and more activity in these spaces, there's more and more demand signal for regulators to get engaged and involved. Let's go down here to where it really kicks. But Warren thinks the scrutiny is unavoidable and suggested it would only increase as Bitcoin prices rises further. Remember when I told the BS story about the bull and the pheasant eats the bull dung because it wants to fly to the top of the tree, and then he finally does that for a week or so. He gets his strength, and then he flies to the top of that tree like he wanted to. Farmer comes out of the house an hour later and says, hey, look at that fat pheasant, and then shoots it and kills it and falls right out of the tree. The story is that BS might get you to the top, but it won't keep you there. And the farmer is the regulator in the major banks of the world. The rhetoric stemming from the government entities on the issue of cryptocurrency regulation tends to focus on consumer protection, a very real concern in an industry still prone to malicious attacks, shady scams, and costly accidental bugs. Right? Warren said the flurry of activity sparked by the crypto boom in the Coinbase listing was only the start of the process, not the culmination. That's very important to know. However, calls for regulation are also motivated by natural desire by governments to control the issuance and flow of the money within their borders. Remember, the farmer shoots the pheasant. And then what my point is, if you're not getting it yet at this point, is the higher the price of Bitcoin goes, is the higher up the tree that the pheasant goes. And the higher the price goes, the clearer the vision for the banks and the regulators to see that the pheasant is in the top of the tree so they can shoot it down. So it's not necessarily always the best thing to have a lack of regulation and a soaring price for Bitcoin, because it becomes more of a target for regulators and banks to go for. So that's what we're talking about here. And it says the freewheeling, autonomous nature of cryptocurrencies poses a serious threat to the preeminence of fiat systems. Most major economies are already engaged in the process of absorbing the impact of crypto through taxation, regulation, or are building central bank digital currencies to compete with and eventually replace it. Get some of that. Now, here is a real concerning article, and some would think that it's maybe a positive sign. I happen to think this is a parallel move, and it says New York Times, one of the largest newspapers in the world, not known for telling the truth most of the time, but nevertheless, says that for its predominantly anti-crypto stance, they are claiming that Bitcoin is expected to eventually follow Ethereum's example by adopting proof-of-stake consensus algorithm. And I have to say, this is not an advancement. This would be a parallel move. And if you don't believe me, send something on the Ethereum network and tell me how those gas fees are working out. Because I know the Ethereum network based around smart contracts, but you're not going to feel so damn smart when you make a transaction on there. Because I just had a best friend, well, not a best friend, but a very dear friend of his actually sent money. And we were talking for about 45 minutes on the phone. And it took $45 to get the gas fee done. And it took 47 minutes to get the actual transaction completed. That does not a solution make. That don't sound like the future at all to me. So the reality is what are we going to get when SEC Gary Gensler, as the leader of the market regulator, really rears up and shows his head? Because the ire of the cryptocurrency community over its decision in late December to sue Ripple over sales of XRP, though Gary Gensler's impending arrival at the agency has gotten a general warm reception from crypto enthusiasts. The reality here is that Gary Gensler's been very open that he sees most cryptocurrencies as digital asset securities in his mind. Let that sink in for a minute. Now, we don't know where the case will go because it's in the court's hands at this point, and we don't know if Gary Gensler will come in and want to dismiss the case or drop it or what have you. I don't know where it'll go, but I do know that however that case goes, there's one right behind it with LBRY, and that case looks very similar and mirrors the SEC Ripple case. So it may be that soft admission, just seeing that they've taken up another case very similar, that they realize the SEC case versus Ripple is not going to have the outcome they desire. And now they're pursuing LBRY to try to get the outcome they wanted with Ripple potentially. And they may just get it ultimately, because I don't know that LBRY has the deep pockets that Ripple does to have the kind of legal defense that Ripple has. And that's going to do it for me. And this will be interesting. And I certainly hope that Gary Gensler, being at the SEC, will do first and foremost, bring leadership to that organization. It needs it desperately. And second of all, I hope he actually brings in the safe harbor rule of Hester Peirce, because I think that is an excellent rule. And third of all, I hope that if he does bring that into play, that he allows Ripple and LBRY and other companies and projects to take advantage of the safe harbor rule, because they should have the ability to have a period of time to distinguish what their company or project and what the token actually is. And with that, that's going to do it for me. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe, leave a comment below. Make sure you share with somebody you know, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Check out all the links in the description box and the comment section. And don't forget, we got some really great stuff coming up for you very shortly with Unstoppable Domains. That's right. Some really great stuff that's never been available before. So keep your head on a swivel, and I'll catch all of you on the next one.